Attention passionate Montreal, Canadiens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the Atlantic Division and it could shake up the entire conference. We're talking about a direct impact on Montreal Canadiens' path to another Stanley Cup run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Montreal Canadiens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Montreal Canadiens fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. The NHL landscape is constantly evolving, but right now, all eyes are on the Montreal Canadiens and what's happening across the Atlantic Division. The Canadiens, a team with a rich history and passionate fanbase, are once again at the center of some intriguing developments that could redefine their future in the league. And trust me, you don't want to miss any of this. The Canadiens have been quietly making moves, and recent rumors suggest that some significant shifts are underway, possibly signaling a new chapter for this iconic franchise. Let's start by talking about the current state of the team. The Canadiens, after a season full of ups and downs, are clearly in a rebuild mode, but with a lot of promising prospects and some veterans who are still eager to make a difference. Their core has been reshaped with new faces and some familiar names returning to the fold, and the buzz is that this season could be a turning point. The team's management, led by Kent Hughes, has been very active, signing new talents and exploring trade options to bolster the roster. Among the notable developments, the organization has been linked to some intriguing trade rumors involving key players and prospects, which could have a ripple effect not just within the team, but across the entire division. One of the most talked about rumors involves the potential trade of a top center to another team in the division. There's speculation about whether the Canadiens will move on from some of their current assets to acquire a player who could immediately elevate their depth and scoring punch. Fans have been speculating online about whether this could involve a player like Juraj Slavkovsky, one of the team's top prospects, or perhaps an established veteran. The management seems to be weighing their options carefully, trying to find that perfect fit to complement their young core and make a serious push toward the playoffs. Speaking of prospects, there's been a lot of buzz about some of the young talents coming up through the ranks. Lane Hutson, for example, has been a player to watch, but concerns about his development have arisen even before the season starts. It's always tricky with young defensemen. Getting them ready for the NHL level takes patience, and there's chatter that Hutson might need some more time to adapt. Still, the organization remains optimistic, and his progress will be closely monitored. Meanwhile, the signing of a 23-year-old defenseman to bolster the blue line indicates that the Canadiens are serious about improving their defensive depth, especially heading into a competitive season. And speaking of defense, the team's defensive core has been a hot topic lately. Alexander Carrier, a key figure on the blue line, has been the subject of some long-standing rumors, and recently his wife confirmed some of those speculations. It's clear that the Canadiens are trying to build a more reliable back end, which is crucial if they want to contend. Plus, the recent arrival of new faces at practice, including a surprise appearance by a well-known forward, has fans buzzing with excitement. These fresh arrivals could be the missing pieces in their puzzle, providing both experience and youth to balance the team's roster. But it's not just about new faces. The team's leadership is also making strategic decisions about their roster composition. For instance, there's talk about the possibility of a top-6 center being placed on the trade block, with some reports suggesting that the Bruins are looking to move a key player in that role. This has led to speculation that the Canadiens could be weighing their options to pounce on such an opportunity, especially if it could give them a competitive edge. The management has been linked to a potential move in this direction, and fans are eager to see if they will capitalize on this market opportunity. Now, it's also worth mentioning some recent on-ice scenes that have caught everyone's attention. During a practice session in Brossard, a very promising scene unfolded. An unexpected star was spotted working out with the team. These kinds of moments give fans hope that some of their favorite young players could make the jump sooner than expected. In particular, the buzz around a surprise name practicing alongside veterans is generating excitement about what's to come. Could this be a sign that the team is preparing to accelerate the development of some prospects? It certainly looks that way. And what about the big picture? The division rivals are not sitting still. The Bruins, for example, have been very active, with reports indicating they've placed a top-6 center on the trade block. That's huge news for the Canadiens, who are always looking to strengthen their roster, especially in the middle of the ice. The possibility of the Canadiens making a move to acquire such a player is being discussed more and more, especially given the current cap situation and the need to add more scoring depth. The management strategy seems to be focused on finding that balance between youth and experience, and rumors suggest they're not afraid to make bold moves. Meanwhile, other teams are also interested in some of the Canadiens' prospects. There's chatter that some NHL teams are keeping a close eye on Juraj Slavkovsky, along with other young talents. The league's scouts are watching, and the Canadiens' front office is well aware of this. It's a delicate dance, balancing the desire to develop their players with the need to make impactful trades that could propel them into playoff contention sooner rather than later. And speaking of prospects, there's been a surprising development involving one of the team's young stars. A top prospect recently signed a contract in Europe, which has raised questions about his future with the Canadiens. Some insiders believe this move was strategic, giving him more time to develop his game against stronger competition outside North America. It's a reminder that the Canadiens are thinking long-term, but fans hope this player will return to Montreal soon, ready to contribute at the NHL level. There's also been some tension within the organization, with insiders debating whether certain players fit into the team's long-term plans. One such debate involves the second-line center position and whether the current roster is enough to handle the demands of a playoff run. The management's decisions in this area will be crucial, especially as they look to bolster their depth at center through trades or internal development. As we look ahead, the upcoming season promises to be full of surprises. The team has made key signings, like a 23-year-old defenseman to strengthen the blue line, and the coaching staff is preparing some tactical adjustments to maximize the team's strengths. Brendan Gallagher, for example, might be given a new role, which could play a big part in the team's success this year. Fans are also eager to see if the team will give more playing time to some promising prospects, including a top draft pick who might join the main roster sooner than expected. And let's not forget the importance of leadership. Jeff Gorton, the team's president of hockey operations, has been very vocal about their strategic direction, emphasizing that the Canadiens are looking for a balance between developing young talent and making impactful trades. The recent rumors about a potential Patrick Lane trade out of Montreal, for instance, highlight how aggressive the Canadiens are willing to be in their pursuit of immediate success. These are exciting times, and the anticipation is building for what's next. Now, fans, I want to shift gears a little and talk about some of the personal stories that are also making headlines. Alexander Carrier's wife recently confirmed some long-standing rumors regarding his future. It's these behind-the-scenes stories that remind us how much passion and dedication these players have, not just on the ice, but in their personal lives as well. It adds a layer of depth to our understanding of these athletes, who are not only stars, but also real people with dreams and struggles. And speaking of stars, Lane made his intentions very clear during a recent practice. His powerful showing and assertive attitude have fans and management alike buzzing with anticipation. Could he be signaling a desire to stay in Montreal long-term? Or is this just part of his game to impress the organization? Either way, it's clear that Lane is eager to make an impact, and his performance is sending a message to the Canadiens brass. There's also been a series of announcements about familiar faces returning to the organization, which fans are celebrating. These re-signings and comebacks are seen as positive signs that the team is building a cohesive unit, ready to face the challenges ahead. The management has been very strategic, balancing the retention of core players with the infusion of new talent to keep the team competitive. Now, I want to highlight a recent intriguing scene at practice. A surprise appearance by a well-known forward has sparked hope that he might be ready to contribute much sooner than expected. This kind of positive development can be a game-changer for the Canadiens, especially if they can get key players back in top form in time for the season. It's these moments, small surprises that build momentum, that make following the Canadiens so exciting. Before I wrap up, I want to mention the ongoing rumors about a potential trade involving a top prospect, Juraj Slavkovsky. Insider sources suggest that the Canadiens might be considering a major roster move, possibly involving a prominent player like Patrick Lane, to address their needs for a more dynamic team. Management's decision in this area could be pivotal, and fans are eagerly awaiting any official updates. The potential for a blockbuster trade is something that could reshape the team's future and even alter the division's power dynamic. And as we approach the start of the season, all eyes are on the team's preparation. The players are hitting the ice, working on chemistry and tactics. The coaching staff is experimenting with different line combinations, trying to find the perfect balance between offense and defense. Brendan Gallagher's new role, for example, might be a key factor in unlocking the team's offensive potential. Fans are also watching closely to see if a top prospect might make an early debut, adding a new layer of excitement. In the bigger picture, the Atlantic Division is shaping up to be more competitive than ever. Rivalries are heating up, and every move the Canadiens make will be scrutinized, analyzed, and debated. The upcoming season promises a lot of drama, excitement, and hopefully success. The team's management appears to be making calculated risks, whether that's signing new players, exploring trades, or developing prospects aimed at finally breaking through and returning to playoff glory. And now, Montreal Canadiens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Montreal Canadiens. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Montreal Canadiens news. This season could be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and with all these rumors, moves, and developments, there's no better time to be a Canadiens fan. The future is bright, and the passion of this fan base continues to inspire the team to reach new heights. So keep your eyes on the ice, stay engaged, and let's see how this story unfolds. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, go Habs!